Beneath twin suns on Arrakis land, firmament whispers in the wind so grand. Melange flows through every hand. Shy Hulud rules the desert sand. Paul's visions, good times hold. He who sees where futures unfold. Blue within blue eyes so bold. Destinies in spice foretold. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that Haderach, rising from the dust and back. Copters cutting through the sky. Harkonnens plotting spies to lie. What is worth more than gold? Ancient secrets still untold. Shiny whispers dreams to thee. Bene Gesserit's prophecy. Fear the mind that's set free. In the shadows destiny. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that Haderach, rising from the dust and back. Dreams to thee, Bene Gesserit's prophecy. Fear the mind that's set free. In the shadows, destiny. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that Haderach, rising from the dust and back.
Welcome back, everyone, to Arrakis Central. Go ahead and turn my music down a little bit. There we go. I think we are looking good. Oh, I see what's going on here. All right, welcome to the show. November 2nd. Can you guys believe it's already November already? I'm getting situated here. Gotta close my door a little bit. Been busy. Been busy with work. Redoing my complete office, cleaning it out. It looks pretty cool now. Yeah, still debating whether or not I did a poll. I did a poll way back when nobody wants to see. Well, I've heard you get better views and more channels, visits if you show your actual face on your streams, because then people trust you more. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did a poll and nobody wanted to see me. But my office is in the process of being Dunified, so to speak. But I don't know if I'll ever get to that point where I show anything on live stream. Maybe when I start gaming Dune Awakening, maybe I'll do a green screen. I don't know, maybe I'll do another poll and see what people want to see. They want to see all my Dune stuff in the background or whatever, I don't know. Not much going on. Not much going on in the Duneverse, other than the biggest thing upcoming is the Dune Prophecy comes out in approximately 2 weeks. Actually, like exactly 2 weeks. So 2 Sundays from now. Is it 2 Sundays from now? How come I can't see my calendar here, dude? There we go. 17th, so Sunday. So 3 Sundays from now, technically. If you count tomorrow. So it's 2 weeks though. It's 15 days. So yeah, that's cool. I've already covered that show to death. I have a recent breakdown video of it. Maybe I'll do some character breakdowns on the main characters. There's some theories maybe this week. I need to get more videos out. I'm supposed to try to do at least a 4 to 5 minute video a day. I'm trying to get these videos out, folks. If I can get to a point where I'm doing that, I'll be doing a lot better. On the channel, it's kind of slowed a little bit. I just think that there's not. It's just, man, they really had this too much of a gap between Dune Part 2. Man, Dune Part 2, the lead up to Dune Part 2, the channel was doing great. And then the movie came out, was doing fine. Then they thought that Dune Awakening was going to come out maybe beta earlier, which is still getting developed. So tail end of the summer till now, it's really died down. But then Dune Prophecy's coming out. So I think it's slightly picking up a little. I've tried different things. Yeah, I just don't have time to focus on this all day. That's the problem. Because I have a family and job. So it's hard. It's hard. I don't know how these people do it, man. I miss this full if your main job is YouTube, that's fine. But most people can't do that, right? You gotta work. You gotta work for the man. And plus, it's really just a hobby at this point, anyways. Yeah, I've been monetized here for a couple months, but I have yet to see a lick. So that's good. Hey, you guys, you're getting free entertainment. I'm trying to see if we get anybody coming into the stream here. We're sitting at some welcome. We got a couple people here watching. I was hoping to get at least I went and posted this in the Discord, so if you're here from the Dune Awakening Discord, appreciate it. Oh, man. I just typoed that thing, dude. There we go. Hey, man, it says the Dune Awakening Discord is my favorite Discord. I really don't do Discord, really. At least when I do it, I'll be like really into a page for like a week, and then I just get bored of it. Dune Awakening, I've been on for like this entire year, the Discord, and I look at it every day, so that's fun. I like that. I like that one, and I like the people in there. Pretty fun. So if you are here from the Discord and you know me from that, the Dune Awakening is my favorite Discord. So, I guess we'll jump straight into today's news. Some fun little tidbits news today. This wasn't the first story. I wasn't gonna follow Jason Momoa's story. It was a little bit of shade coming from Quentin Tarantino on Dune, the movies, Denis Villeneuve's Dune. I saw this today and I was like, well, that's weird. He's not usually a guy to crap on good movies, right? He usually... Yeah, so Quentin Tarantino refuses to watch Denis Villeneuve's Dune movies because he's basically tired of remakes. But then I'm like, you made a remake. He made a remake of The Thing with frickin' The Hateful Eight. right? The Hateful Eight is a copy of The Thing, so that's a remake. So that's why I don't get that. Why he made meat remakes. They even put the music from The Thing in the movie. So that's why I was a little bit like weird about why. So something's going on there. Maybe he's jealous. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty much washed up at this point, right? He's not really doing any good movies like his old style. So, I mean, the last really great movie he did that I remember I loving was uh Inglorious Bastards, maybe. And that's like 2011, right? So like you're looking at plus 12 years ago. I never watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I heard it's not really Tarantino-y. Hateful Eight was kind of whatever. What was his I don't know. I don't even care. But let's see. Yeah, so he was basically saying in some podcast that he doesn't watch Dune. He's sick of basically remakes of stuff, and he doesn't want to see Spice Worms, which is like that's kind of a that's a quote too. I don't need to see Spice Worms. I don't need to see a movie that says the word spice so dramatically. The new movies don't really they talk about spice, but it's not really like it's not really pushed as like the old movies was. The 1984 was really all about spice, spice, spice. This one it's just kind of there, and they use it. It's a mechanic, but it's not really pushed. So, hey, Drillcag, did you see this story? It's weird, right? It's really strange. It's like he usually doesn't crap on. He usually doesn't crap on well-made movies. So I must be jealous. He said, I saw David Lynch's Dune a couple of times. I don't need to see this story again. And I'm like, that's weird, right? Who doesn't like Dune? Like, who doesn't want to watch Dune in any form? I'll take, as long as it doesn't get totally ruined, we'll take it, right? It's just kind of weird to be hating on it. And it's like one of the best movies in the last, Dune and Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 are the best science fiction films released since what, Interstellar? That's 2000. When did Interstellar come out? 16? 2016? I was still in the army then. So it must have been 2016. I have a funny story about Interstellar. On a side note, for those of you that care, this is all coupons. So I guess that's the end of that story. He just hated it. He didn't want to watch it. He hasn't even watched it. Yeah. But anyways, I'll tell my story about Interstellar. So Interstellar came out in let's see here. Which I love that movie, by the way. Was it 15 or 16? 14. Well, that, oh man, I was still in it. For whatever reason, I thought it came out a little later. Well, so I was still in the army in 2014 when Interstellar came out, and there was like this. It was Thursday, opening day, because the movie's coming out on whatever, like 4 or 5 o'clock, the first showing, whatever, on Thursdays. And then there was maybe it wasn't a Thursday, maybe it was like a Friday, but anyways, it was a release day. And then I wanted to go to the very first showing of it on that whatever that day was, and it was a work day. So then I lied and said I had an appointment, which is a kind of a big deal in the military. And I was getting close to the end of my career, so I was like, it was dwindling down like vastly. And I told the leadership, I was like, oh, I got an appointment. I'm gonna miss the battalion. There's like a mass battalion formation that everyone was supposed to be at, and I was like, it was like a 2. It was like at 2 o'clock or 11:30. I can't remember. It was the afternoon. It was gonna be like, I think it was gonna be an early release kind of thing. But I told them, I was like, hey, I got an appointment, a medical appointment. They didn't check the slip. I mean, at this point where I was at, I was higher rank, so it wasn't like they're gonna look at my slip like a private. But no, I went to go watch Interstellar instead. I snuck off. I skipped out on a battalion formation to go watch Interstellar, and I was in uniform, so I left. I went to the parking lot of the AMC and I changed into my civilian clothes in the car. It was the middle of the day, work day, and I went and watched Interstellar, the first showing. It was only like 6 people in there or something. Best thing I ever did. That was a great movie. Oh man, that's hilarious. That's the only time I ever like did something like that in the army. Looking back, I was like, I should have did more of that at that point. Let's see here. Next story. So that's not my best army story. That's just kind of a funny movie entertainment one. Let's see here. So the next story, this might be a short stream tonight. I might stop the stream and then restream on Arrakis Central tonight, playing Sega CD Dune. So, or I guess I could just transition straight into it. Maybe I'll do right back, leave the stream going. Nah, I'll probably end up. Well, I think I can change it midstream. Go to live dashboard. I think I can change stuff as I'm doing it. Yeah, I think I can. Anyways, I was looking at playing Sega CD Dune tonight on live stream. The old school 1995 whatever or 4 Sega CD Dune. I got the emulator. Next story, Jason Momoa. So, I got 2 people watching on TikTok. Yeah, I'm try streaming right now, so I'm just Twitch. Going to Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok at the same time. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably are repeat watchers. If you're on TikTok, welcome to my channel, Arrakis Central. I do everything Dune. I've had this channel for about a year going now. It's doing pretty well on YouTube. Decently well. If you follow the link in the tab, throw me a sub on YouTube. I have way more content on the YouTube. I need to start transferring some of that stuff to my TikTok. It's just that takes a lot of work to get high quality. You got to download videos. I have a program that I use to recreate high def shorts that I just got last week. Kind of figured out. So I'm up in the quality here on some stuff here, and then once Dune Awakening comes out, the primary thing, the majority of the stuff I'll be doing on this channel is that game, Dune Awakening, the live MMO. So welcome to the channel. All right, so the next story, we're gonna talk about Jason Momoa here. So apparently Jason Momoa did an interview. This is a little bit cooler story, I guess, than the salty Tarantino. So Jason Momoa said there was one thing that happened to him on the set of Dune that hardly ever happens to him while acting anymore. So I guess normally, I'm gonna sum it up. He did a interview and he was saying that usually he doesn't get nervous on filming shows or movies because he's used to it. But he gets, when he goes live on plays or stage, he gets really nervous. And he said the only time he's been nervous similar to that was when he did Dune Part 1. Because apparently they just casted him. Denis Villeneuve just wanted him, knew he was the guy he wanted for Duncan, and they hired him. He didn't have... So that says in this article, he didn't have to audition for it, and he just got the job. And he's like, "What, me? You guys want me for Dune, this huge, this epic historical franchise?" And but he got nervous making that movie apparently when he was basically on first days of shooting. So it says right here, let's read this. So I'm terrified of being on stage. I'm really scared and nervous. I don't have that when I'm doing my acting profession because I've been doing it for so long. But being on stage is like going into an audition for a favorite director with a favorite actor. I just can't stop thinking about something I recently saw on, I think it was Saturday Night Live. Jason Momoa was on Saturday Night Live and he was doing like a skit. I think it was Saturday Night Live. Usually Saturday Night Live is not funny anymore for years, right, guys? But it's starting to get a little bit funny again, I think. I'm sorry. He's like hide and seek. You seen that skit? I can't stop laughing thinking about it. Just the I think it's SNL. Yeah, that's right. I guess it's old. It's 5 years ago. I don't know if I can play this without getting hit. You guys, I'm going to put the link of it in the chat here. Go if you get bored, go watch this. It's funny, dude. I think I might. I'll probably get copywritten if I play it. I bet. So I won't do it right now. But it's Jason Momoa. Is a skit on Saturday Night Live. That was pretty funny. He's like a hide and seek. He's visiting his daughter's boyfriend, and the boyfriend does a hide and seek thing. It's funny. Anyways, I digress. Let's see here. So okay, we talked about that. Okay, so going to audition for your favorite director with your favorite actors, and you have no business being in that movie. So he's talking about Dune. He was like, I don't have any bit. This is too good for me, right? The movie, the director is too good for him. Very humble guy. From this article, anyways, it's like going and being in Dune, and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I here? Why did they pick me? So it's very humble guy. It's very good to see. I like to see that in especially this day and age when actors are very I don't know, full of it, I guess you could say, full of themselves. That's one reason why I kind of, at least from the interviews, it could be fake, they're actors, but Timothée Chalamet always seems kind of semi humble in his interviews, right? Most of those actors seem pretty down to earth in Dune for whatever reason, except for I think Dave Bautista went a little off the deep end here recently in some of his videos. Oh, he went a little political, so to speak. Because he's the only one I've seen do that. Well, Jason Momoa is very environmentalist guy, so he's about I think he's active in environmentalism as far as trash, which I agree with that. We shouldn't be throwing trash everywhere. It bugs me too. Trash and clean water, that's a big thing. Trash is the biggest, that's more big of a deal to me than this supposed carbon emission stuff. Trash is getting thrown everywhere in the world, dude, especially in the third world countries, dude. There's like that sea of trash that comes from China and India and then washes up on the west coast. There's like a whole like island of trash that comes from freaking India and China. They throw everything in the water. Have you seen those videos of India? I should cover that sometime on here, where they swim in the crap water in the rivers. They just go in there and they bathe and swim in the freaking sewer water. It's freaking disgusting, dude. Oh man. Yeah, so basically that was well, they're saying he was a fan favorite in that movie. I guess Duncan Idaho was a fan favorite in Dune Part 1. And then we all knew, I mean, those of us knew Dune. We knew he was going to get schwacked. and it was actually closer to the book than in yeah, Duncan Idaho's death was like almost exactly like the book, and then 1984 Dune, it was nothing like the book for his death, that particular death. I covered that in a video before. So there was stuff that Dune Part 1 did a lot closer to the books, I think, than Dune Part 2. Yeah. See, I like the worm ride in Dune Part 2 was fairly close to the book. When Paul rides the worm, but then he rides the worm, and immediately when he gets off the worm, or he doesn't get the worm, but it's Stilgar, I think, talking, and they start hearing like fighting over the ridgeline, or they hear something over the, not fighting, but they hear something going on, and it's basically that's in the book. I think it's immediately jumps into Gurney Halleck spice mining, right? And then they get him, they capture him, and then he realizes Paul. But I think in the book it jumps straight into that part after the worm ride. In the movie, it doesn't do that. It's still ways off. There's a whole scene with the Harkonnens and stuff, which I saw. The gladiator stuff is right out of the book for the most part. He even talks about the shield. He has the half shield on one side of his body and all that stuff, like in the movie they showed. That's pretty good. They did. So that's why a movie gets me, dude. There's some stuff that's exactly like the book, and there's other scenes that are like nothing like the book. Like Chani, how Lady Jessica takes the water of life. That is not like how it happens at all in the book. The Lady Jessica tries to hide that Paul took the water of life later. That's kind of like in the movie a little bit. Chani doesn't flip out like she does in the freaking movie. Necessarily. A little bit. She's concerned. She's real, yeah, modern woman in the new one, which is whatever. She's more like a concerned mother. But, yeah, that was a pretty interesting story. Not much else going on today. So I saw another article, guys, that for those of us, now we're going to talk about Dune Awakening. I saw this article right here. So how to play Dune Awakening for beta, get early access, right? And this is like 2 days ago. And I was like reading this article and I was like, is this exactly accurate, guys? I don't think it is. So I was looking at it, and so we all know if you go on there, you can sign up for a chance to get invited into closed beta. You sign an NDA, can't talk about it. So that's it. That's all we can really talk about, is that there is a way to sign up for it. Maybe you get in. If you do get in, you can't say a word to nobody, right? So it's NDA. You sign it when you do it. But here, this article talks about getting into it, and it says sign up for Dune Awakening beta. Okay, the signups have been live for, that's not new, so for a year or more. Anyways, that's weird. And then allowing players to sign up for the chance. Okay, we know that already. We've been signed up. Players, true Dune fans. This sounds funny. Real Dune fans, they've known about it, right? Players will need to know where to sign up and Dune Awakening. Okay, we already know that. See right here, this is the part that I get. I'm like, wait a minute. You guys are seeing this? Dune Awakening is an online MMO. Got it. Players can now sign up for the Dune Awakening closed beta. True. Beta access can be requested through an official site or sign up via survey. I think that's true. Yes. The beta will be available on PC. Yes. PlayStation 5. No. Xbox Series X. No. Right? So that's a lie. Dune Awakening is set to launch early 2025. That's true. On PC, then that's true. But this part right here, the beta ain't on these. PlayStation 5 and Xbox doesn't have the beta. It's only on PC. So that's, I don't know why they put that in there. I'm kind of dunking on this article a little bit. Just like when, was it IGN or somebody said that the game was going to come out in like fall or something? Remember that? When was that? I think that was after Gamescom. Remember that there was an article going around when it was after the game, the Germany Gamescom. They were like IGN or some other company was like saying was like, oh, game's releasing in December or November, and it was completely a lie. I don't know why they said that. So here's there's a link here to the beta survey. And then fill out. Okay, got all that. So I thought that was interesting. The Dune Awakening beta release has not been yet confirmed. Well, I don't think that's true. News regarding the beta will be given through the official Dune Awakening social. Woohoo! Another week closer to the game release. Lumberdan. Yeah, remember that? You remember that? But that was an Oh, you're talking about just the game in general. Yeah. But there was that. I think it was IGN or somebody was like, "Oh, the game's coming out in November" or something. It was like something not right. It was incorrect. See your Xbox. Right here. The Dune Awakening beta platforms include PC. This is wrong. PlayStation 5, Xbox for console. There's no mention in the Discord anywhere of and people keep asking even of a beta for console. That's not true. I don't think they even have plans for that, a beta for console, even in the future, like in the near future. So I don't know why this article is doing this. Oh, for Dune Awakening Xbox players, you'll mostly need to have an Xbox Insider app installed in your Xbox to access a closed beta. Is this true, guys? Am I completely? Is this breaking news and these guys are right and we're wrong? They're actually. Is there anything in the MDA about or the Discord about Xbox and PlayStation beta? Lumberdan, do you know about that? I'm pretty sure this is wrong. Maybe I'll link this into the. Here, hold up. I'm pasting this into Discord. I'm covering live stuff here. Yeah. Breaking new things. So maybe it's true. He said Dune Awakening, okay. Yeah, so then it talks about the game after that. This stuff's all pretty accurate. It just talks generic stuff about the game, which we already know about. We've covered this. These guys are way behind the scenes on this game, dude. Are way behind the curve. Yeah, Joey, this guy, Gaming Writer. You're wrong, Colonel Sanders. Yeah, these people are wrong. As far as I'm checking. Unless I'm wrong. Did they announce something? I don't think so. It even says right here. See here. There's a question in the Discord. It even says, is there a beta? People even asked in Discord about a closed beta. Dude, I don't think people understand how much I want this game to come out. Because I need something to freaking play, dude. Black Ops 6 multiplayer is trash. I've been playing Black Ops 6 multiplayer. It's god awful, dude. It's not even fun. I think people are cheating. There's cheaters everywhere on it right now. It's ridiculous. Like, I do okay on DMZ. I do okay on the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. I'm not the best player, but I do better. Dude, Black Ops 6 is atrocious, dude. I'm getting shot through walls. People are getting insta kills. One round, you're dead. It's not fun at all. I quit playing. They even popped up a survey in the game. You having fun? I'm like, no. Like I'll go on to Warzone or DMZ or Modern Warfare 3, the other ones, all the other game modes, and I do pretty okay. You know, I get a good mix of kills, you know. And then in Black Ops 6, it's horrible. I really don't like it. I really hate the story, and that's pretty good though. The Black Ops 6 story is pretty the campaign. It's not bad actually. It's better than the Black Ops. It's better than the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. So that's like the opposite, right? It's dude, I'm pretty sure there is no dude, these questions just go forever, dude. Or maybe there is a console. Freaking, we don't know. Maybe we just don't know. Maybe there is. If you get invited in, maybe it's when you find out. I don't know. Yeah, they really don't like you talking about it, so I probably won't talk much more about it. Because I have no clue, anyways. But I don't think everything I've seen in the chat, it's only for PC. Well, that's and then so pretty much as far as that goes, there is not a lot of new updates on Dune Awakening other than that. And over here on their main page, you have CommunityNet 2. So I've covered that. There's just not a whole lot of news of Dune right now. We can go over to X and look. There's nothing on here. Someone's playing that. A lot of X posts. A lot of X posts to see here. Dune Awakening Home. Shows off alpha gameplay 11 hours ago. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of... This Yardbreaker website. Funcom did not have a release date for Dune Awakening, which is planned to be launched on PC. Okay, they're going to come out on console. That is true eventually. So what we know so far, it's going to come out on console. We don't know when, and we don't know if it's going to have cross-save or cross-play. We don't know that yet, which is kind of a bummer because I do a lot of cross-play, like or cross-save. So basically, I'll play a game on PC, it's linked, and then I can go carry on that save on my console. I'll go back and forth because I got a sweet home theater setup with my PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And I was actually going to buy a PS5 Pro eventually when this game comes out. I don't know if it's going to take advantage of that technology or not. Probably not. But yeah, so that's a bummer if they don't have that come out like that. So we'll see what we will see what happens. We've been going for this is gonna be a short stream, probably, guys. So a couple more minutes because I'm gonna jump back on after this new show, and I'm gonna play. So I'll post it out on the YouTube and on the Discord. I'm gonna play a Sega CD Dune tonight after this. That's why I'm doing this earlier. There's a time change tonight, I think. So time change tonight, everyone. Anybody have any questions? And anybody have any questions or anything about the shows coming out? Dune Prophecy comes out November 17th. I've been following that pretty regularly. The game. Anything Dune related? Basically I'm almost done with it, actually. I am halfway through Dune, or Mentats of Dune, the book. So let's cover that real quick, actually, before I switch off to the game. Mentat. So here, Mentats of Dune. This is not it. This is not what I want. This is like a preview or something of it. This is weird. This is weird. It's giving me this weird. Mentats of Dune. Let's get a picture going on here. What the heck, dude? So Mentats of Dune. I can't make it any bigger than that for whatever reason. But yeah, so Mentats of Dune is the second book in the second, I guess you could call it the second trilogy, the second part of the Butlerian Jihad. So we've talked about this already. You have the first book, if you are interested in starting from the beginning, and the extended universe books, which is what Sisterhood of Dune's based on. Dune Prophecy is based on those books. So the very first book, the first three books, the first one's Butlerian Jihad. And this what kicks it off. Butlerian Jihad kicks off. That's book one, really, of the Dune, story. So it's 10,000 years before humanity's already been taken over and controlled by the AI thinking machines. There are some free worlds that have basically AI defeating shields or Holtzman shields around the whole planet. Holtzman tech, the same shield technology that you see in the movies that they're wearing, the little shields. Same technology, same kind of energy algorithms and stuff that does it all. So that book starts off, they start the rebellion against the machines, the humans, the overthrow. The next book in that, this is 10,000 years before the events of Dune, so before Paul, right? The trailer of the show shows that. Then you had the Machine Crusade. That's the next book. Right here. Let's see if there's a bigger one. Bigger picture. Well, it doesn't really get much bigger than that. Then you have Machine Crusade. That's the second book. It's a continuation of the characters from the first book. And they start well into the war against the AI. Okay, so that's basically all that. Basically, these three books shows the first Worm Ride by a Fremen. The beginnings of them being called the Fremen. Because before that, they're just as Zinsuni Wanderers and kind of tribal people on Arrakis. Because Dune's all in these books, the planet. And then, because they already know spice is a thing. It's used as a drug. It's used as other things. These books, they find out what spice can be, how spice can be used for holding space. So you see the first guild, so to speak, spice navigator in these books. You see the first worm get ridden by a Fremen. You meet the first Atreides. The Harkonnens are already established as nobility. They're good guys in these books. You see why you find out why in the future there's an emperor, a feudal system of houses, and a very low amount of technology in Dune. You find out all that. So then that's the second book. The last book is that of the main Butlerian Jihad trilogy. Right here, Battle for Corrin. So that's the third book that closes out the war on the machines. I've read these books, all these books already, by the way. And then, so this one is the final part of that chapter of that. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. And that basically solidifies. I'll just cut right to it. You find the machines get defeated, but you just don't know how. You have to go read the books to find out how it happens. The first Mentat you meet in these books, the sisterhood you meet in these books before they're even Bene Gesserit, which is what the show is going to take place. So then now we get into what the show is going to be coming up, which is the prophecy. Dune Prophecy is based off this one, or slightly after. So we have Sisterhood of Dune. Oh, go back. Go back. Right here. There, Sister. So this is Sister of Dune. This takes place 80 years after the events of that last book, which is the Battle of Corrin. So it's 80 years after humans defeated the AI thinking machines, and then they're trying to figure out how they're gonna go forward as a human civilization, right? In the aftermath of that. So you have to understand it. In this book, there's the Sisterhood, and they're on a planet called Rossack, which is not Wallach 9, not the one they're in during Dune. It's a different kind of planet. And the capital is Lucis Secundus of humanity. And you're like, well, I thought that was the planet of the... You find out later on why they switch planets. Then you'll find out what happened to that first Atreides guy in this book. He had life extension. He was basically a son of a cyborg called a Cymech that was working for the AI. That's a short way to put it. There's more to it than that, but he was basically a genetic kind of a test tube baby of a evil Cymech cyborg guy that would put his brain into a robot, and he was working for the AI. And so the first Atreides was kind of bad, actually, a bad guy in the beginning. Then he turns good. Harkonnens were real good guys. They were like best of friends with our Atreides during the war. And something happens in the very end of that last book, Battle of Corrin, that solidifies the Harkonnens hating the Atreides forever. And so Dune prophecy supposedly is like 40 years after these next books. Dune Sisterhood. The Dune Sisterhood, you're going to see Valia Harkonnen, Tula, she's like younger, still living on. So Harkonnens get banished at the end of that last book to the planet of Lankavale, which is a kind of a crappy frozen water planet. And it's because they basically get kicked out of the nobility of houses, and they want revenge. So over that 80-year period or so, they just fuel their hatred, and this they pass it down to the kids, to their kids. Like 2 or 3 generations go by, and now the Harkonnens basically, with a passion, hate the name Atreides. Okay, so it's because Borean Atreides is the one who suggested banishing Abelard Harkonnen to that planet, kicking him out of the noble house scheme, the Landsrad, so to speak. And so that's where we're gonna pick up. Really, she's young. She's like 20 something in these books. Valia Harkonnen. She's the main character, one of the main characters in the show, in the trailer, but she's much older. So the show's going to take place, it looks like 30 years after these books. So there's this book, Sisterhood of Dune. Then there's going to be Mentats of Dune, which I'm reading right now. I'm almost done. Right? And so there's shoot again, dude. Come on, man. Then there's Mentats of Dune, this is the second part, which takes place immediately after, pretty much a year or so after the Sisterhood book. It's pretty much right after, like maybe I think 1 year later. I think I mentioned something like that. Maybe right away. And then there's the Navigator of Dune, which I'm actually. See, I read some of these books way like 20 something years ago when I was a young guy in the army, but then I never really remember any of them. So then there's Navigators of Dune. Then that closes out. So that's the second trilogy of the beginning, right? So then this will also encompass some of the lore of the Spacing Guild. So the lady who's the first Space Guild navigator, Norma Senva, it's a woman. She gets all mutated from space gas, and then she figures out how to make Spacing Guild navigators to do the calculations for folding space. She can actually fold space. She's so powerful. She can fold it with her mind. She doesn't need Holtzman engines. And that's in the book. Are we going to see any of that in this show? I don't know. It's pretty badass. I just don't know if they're gonna have that. So you have to understand too, it's not the Spacing Guild yet. They've talked about it, but it's not quite this called the Spacing Guild yet. It's ran by a bunch of different corporations that are trying to vie for power or control of space travel with folding space. So there's a bunch of different companies that are trying to be the top dog in it. Now, Norma Senva and then her grandson is the one in these books that's running Venport, Joseph Venport, running Venport Venki Enterprises. So they're the ones that have the best guild navigate or space navigators because of course she invented this stuff. So they know how to perfect the spice gas, all that good stuff. Are we gonna see any of that in the Dune show, Prophecy? They haven't shown any Spacing Guild navigators in that show. Right? In that trailer, I mean. So I don't know if they're gonna have a lot of mad people if they don't show the guild or the navigators at all. So it could be a problem. For whatever reason, they just don't want to show that. Maybe they think it's too weird. Maybe. Because remember how kind of when you were a kid in the 80s, it was really weird to see the Spacing Guild navigator? That's like almost like what they look like, too. So that's what 1984 did well. Was showing how mutated in the... Because as a kid, I was like, what the hell are those things? Anybody got any questions so far about these books? So then apparently, Dune Prophecy takes place 30 years after these books or so. So it's a different emperor, different players. Valley Harkonnen is older. So it's a new story. It's not directly written off the book. So it's going to be somewhat of a new story. That's what we know so far. Because Emperor Javico and all that, it's not him. In the books, it's Salvador. And he's kind of a weak... He's a very kind of... kind of crappy emperor. His brother's smarter and more compassionate. And it's almost like... what's his face in... Game of Thrones. What was the son that he's the sadistic young king guy? I can't remember his name now. But maybe not quite as bad as him, but close. Yeah, I plan on doing maybe like a whole build-up recap, like a lead-up to Dune Prophecy with backstory. Maybe I'll do that in 2 weeks. Maybe that Saturday night before the show comes out. Or I could even do like a live stream that day talking about the lead up to it. Because I haven't seen the show, obviously, so I don't know what's going to happen in the show, but I do know what happens in all these books. So I could do a whole little breakdown and let people know, oh, okay, going into the show, this is what's happened before. You know, maybe that'd be a good idea. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm just yamming here. This is what I do. I yap, and no one writes anything in the chat. So I'll just keep talking. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at. And then after this, there's a huge time jump in the books. And then I think it jumps to like... I don't know how many years it jumps in the future. Yeah, so... It starts getting into the houses. So... But at the end of that show, House Harkonnen should be more powerful. So Dune Prophecy, maybe that's going to be the trick. Maybe it's going to be Harkonnens are back to their Landsrad power of some sort. You know, it's pretty interesting. So I'm going to do a review on Dune. Mentats of Dune. Maybe I'll do a review on that book here next couple days when I finish it. And talk about it, I guess. Talk about that book and then do a whole recap. I got to start Navigators as soon as I can before the show comes out, so I have a full scope of going into it, the show. I need to have all the knowledge that I can be going into it, so I can better talk about it to you guys. Hey, I got 7 viewers today, guys, between the TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. I got my titling right too. My titling was messed up last week, so I had my titling jacked up. I had to go back and fix it on my Twitch, and I figured out how to fix that going into the stream. But yeah, any questions out there? Anybody got any? Oh, I'm planning on doing another giveaway. Probably not a card. Probably be some Dune figures or something. I'm trying to get some extra figures, and then I haven't done any merchandise videos lately because I haven't really bought anything new. That gets a little pricey doing that. And then yeah, I don't really see my stream coming up. Following. Let's see who's on. Who's on. Oh, I'm on. Yeah, so I got yeah, my Twitch stream's coming through good. How come this message didn't come through? Hey, any YouTube Twitch growth? Yeah. Yeah, that's all I get is promoters calling me, like bot accounts writing to me, like, hey, buy this from me. That's all I get on my Twitch. Yeah, so I think that's about it for now, guys. So I'm gonna be on a little bit later. I'm gonna go shut down the house for the evening, and then I'm gonna get back on gaming on here on the same channel in about maybe an hour, playing old retro Dune game, Sega CD Dune. So if you guys are interested in that, come back for that. Make sure you turn on bell notifications, whatever you're watching on. So on YouTube, hit the bell, turn on your notifications on Twitch. Nobody's really watching on TikTok. So yeah, TikTok, I don't really like it, but it's just a third avenue to get the show out there. And yeah, we'll see. We'll go from there. So until then, be back on in a little while playing old retro Dune game. Check that out, and I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching this, and hey, make sure to come back and check that game out in a little bit. I'll be back on, and see you then.
Shy Hulud rules the desert sand. Paul's visions, good times hold. He who sees where futures unfold. Blue within blue eyes so bold. Destinies in spice foretold. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that had a rack. Rising from the dust and back. Just cutting through the sky. Harkonnens, blood and spice to lie. What is worth more than gold? Ancient secrets still untold. Shiny whispers, dreams to thee. Bene Gesserit's prophecy. Fear the